found herself in a big mess. So I'd like to read from that part. It's under the title, "The money in your pocket is more beautiful than your heart's desire." When creditors knocked on our door, my young son opened it. He protected me like a suit of armor. Though he was only 7 years old, he was quick-witted and able to take control of the situation. If a creditor was particularly angry, tears would pour from his eyes as he explained, "Mama has gone to the doctor. He says it's something serious." If the creditor went into a rage and insisted on waiting for me, he would change his story. He'd say that I'd have to go back to the south because a relative had died, and that he was waiting for his cousins to take him to their house. He even told one stubborn, merciless creditor that I had died, and wept on his shoulder. The stories about the ways I managed to dodge my creditors made everyone laugh. Once I didn't have time to run to the back bedroom, so I hid behind a curtain in the sitting room, and then realized I was holding a lit cigarette. I put my hand by the edge of the curtain for fear of causing a fire, and the rising wisp of smoke gave me away. Another creditor didn't believe my little boy when he said I'd gone to the doctor, and decided to inspect the sitting room. Again, I hid behind the curtain. "By God, I can see you there. I swear I can see you," he shouted. I remained motionless, convinced he couldn't see me, but was trying to trick me. "I can see your feet," he said. "I swear to God you are wearing red slippers." Very coyly, I pushed the curtain aside and put my hand to my mouth. "Hush, hush," I said. "Make not a sound. I'd never have hidden if I had even a pound."
How do you feel about reading that and hearing those words in English?
I wish she's alive. I wish she's here among us. She would have been so happy that, her words are being translated. The illiterate woman from the southern of Lebanon, who grew up very poor, that she is published in a book, translated into English, and going to be translated in other 10 languages. She would have been thrilled. Well, I feel that when I read her words in English, I feel that, in a way, because of the good translation, that it conveys the whole meaning. But it's not as funny or dramatic as in Arabic. Yes, in Arabic, because the way she answered them, it was like a song. Because she was very clever in inventing songs and poems, and so it's many proverbs. She would change the proverbs to suit her situation, and in Arabic it's a bit funnier, but also in English, people who don't know Arabic, they think it's very funny as well, and they laugh.
How do you exist now that you live here in London, into the linguistic terms, surrounded by the English language everywhere you go? Does that allow you a more intense experience of Arabic when you were working?
Well, I have to tell you that I wasn't like any other Arab girls who learned foreign language when they were young. I was sent to a Muslim school, and I was told to read and write in Arabic most of the time. Only when I went to my high school, I started to have, we used to have 1 or 2 hours in French in the whole per week. But when I went to my high school days, this is when I started to learn a bit of English and not concentrate on the Arabic. Now I live in, of course, in London, but I still read Arabic all the time. I have to follow what's going on in the Arab world, especially literature, whether fiction, writing, or poetry, or other things. And but although I feel I still dream in Arabic, I think at that rate said she dreamed in English, but I still dream in Arabic. I speak to my friend in Arabic as well. But somehow I feel that the English language is crawling, it's infiltrating into my being without subconsciously. Because when I felt I want to write a play, I found myself writing it in English. But maybe because this play is a dialogue, it's not like description or, it's not a novel or a short story. So it was easier for me to write it in English.
Just scroll back a bit to your education. I'm fascinated how it is that writers become writers. Can you identify a process by which you knew that telling stories was important?
I always listened to the women in my neighborhood and in my family. There were so many in my family because we lived with my uncle and my mother, according to my mother as well. She was brought up in a big family. Most of them were women and children and everything. I would listen to their stories and I was fascinated how their stories would change. They used to lie a lot and they used to be very cold because it's an instinct of survival. So they would say something, a story among each other, but when the men would come home, the story would be different, completely different. And I used to notice that, and I used to try to correct. He'd say, no, but this morning he said different. No, this is what I used to do. So this observation of how languages and stories can be interpreted from one person to another made me think of stories. And also in my neighborhood, we had so many characters in my neighborhood. So I would imagine all these characters, and I would think, if it was in the book, she would have done this or that. From the textbook I used to read, I would put every character in the book, the school textbook I was reading. I remember there was a neighbor who used to love washing all her laundry, in a garden where we used to play. And her husband gave her his trousers to wash. And I remember she threw it at him, and she said, "You only take off the trousers when you want to wash them, when they need to be washed. I'm not going to wash them now. I'm not